these are the type of people you guys make famous and then get disappointed by the things that they do.
What's good, you guys, and welcome back again on another episode. How are you all doing? I hope you guys are doing great. And if you're joining for the very first time, thank you so much for being here today. In today's video, we are going to be talking about this video this TikTok influencer made. It was a vlog, how people vlog their daily life, but it got to a point she made a particular statement, or she made a stop at a company that people are boycotting, and what she said when she got there has been getting the attention of so many people. I am not going to post that entire vlog because I feel like it is so unnecessary. People are already picking that part out and stitching to that part, so I'm sure you guys are going to hear it yourself by the time I start rolling the clip. I feel like posting the entire clip is just not making sense. So without wasting much time, let's just get right into it.
We had to make a Starbucks stop. We are not boycotting Starbucks over here, okay?
This is an example of how white supremacy is deeply embedded into everyday life. There are 15 characteristics of white supremacy culture. Let's talk about right to comfort. It is the belief that you are entitled to comfort and coddling, even if it comes at the cost of the exploitation of others. My right to a frappuccino is more important than Palestinians asking me to boycott. Right to comfort also shows up as scapegoating those who cause discomfort. Stop making a big deal about boycotting. It's her choice. Ugh, protesters are such an inconvenience. Look at all the traffic they're causing. I was just joking. Why do you have to make a big deal out of it? There's a time and a place for this conversation. You didn't have to make it political. The fact that Israel has killed more journalists in the past 2 months than World War II has killed in 7 years is not meant to be comfortable. It's not meant to be an easy, fun conversation. You just have to come to terms with the fact that discomfort is a necessary part of dismantling oppressive systems. White supremacy is more than just being a member of the Triple K. If you are actively choosing to ignore people who are speaking up against Israel's war crimes, you are not just complicit, but you are a contributor to colonialism, ethnic cleansing, genocide. Honestly, that's nothing to be proud to announce in front of your 2 million followers.
Get ready with me in the car for a Christmas Eve party and wait till the end to see my mom.
See, these are the type of people you guys make famous and then get disappointed by the things that they do and the things that they say. And then you guys wonder what's wrong with the world. The fact that 2 million of you guys built and created all of this and expect so much from these people that most of the time do not care about you, your cause, and your fight, especially when it comes to your people. Don't be disappointed. If anything, be thankful that these people are so vocal about where they stand.
And we had to make a Starbucks stop. We are not boycotting Starbucks over here.
Look, it's one thing not to participate in the boycott, to each their own, but it's a whole nother thing to celebrate the fact that you're not participating in the boycott. Like, look at me, I'm so quirky. I'm not gonna give up my $8 cup of coffee because a couple of brown people are getting bombed on a daily. Like, that's ridiculous. That is literally how you sound. And look, I have a coffee in my hand, and I went to a local coffee shop. And you know what's good about that? I can take pride in the fact that the money I spent there isn't being used for a company that is either aiding the bombing of said brown people or supports the bombing of said brown people. Also, my drink doesn't taste like genocide.
Driving. And we had to make a Starbucks stop. We are not boycotting Starbucks over here.
Let's talk about dog whistles. And no, not that type of dog whistle. This one. Dog whistle is the use of coded or suggestive language in political messaging to garner support from a particular group without provoking the opposition. Dog whistles are generally used to convey messages on issues likely to provoke controversy without attracting the negative attention. So here in particular, the dog whistle itself is Starbucks. It's actually no secret at all that Starbucks is being boycotted by the masses because of their endorsement of a genocide. And on top of that, Starbucks has also lost up to $12 billion in revenue since the boycott has begun. So it's really no secret that this creator would actually go on and use a dog whistle about Starbucks to attract the oppression in order to garner support of those who aren't boycotting Starbucks. You'll hear dog whistles come from political figures. You also hear dog whistles come from celebrities. They're all the same when they use the dog whistles. The dog whistles is to not publicly display who they are in order to attract the people that they want. In other words, what she was saying when you remove the dog whistle is they support genocide of the Palestinian people over there. Have a good day.
We had to make a Starbucks stop. We are not boycotting Starbucks over.
I think what continues to shock me about videos like this is that you could make the argument truly that Starbucks is not on one of the targeted boycott lists. It is part of the pressure targets, the organic pressure targets, right? We can have that conversation. We can even have the conversation about how this has been ongoing prior to October 7th, where Starbucks workers and employees had been asking people to protest and boycott because of unfair treatment within their unions and things like that. But what I will never understand is this gleefulness to talk about something that you know people feel very passionately about because of the implications it has around other people's lives. Like, we all know as a collective that there's always going to be people who are shopping at places that are boycotted or people have asked to boycott. What is weird is how you guys then come online and boast about it and just act like we're all the fucking losers, we're the ones that are overreacting, we're the ones that are, when you brought it to the internet in this way to make people upset and to get people to talk about you and to say things about you. And you know what, for some people all publicity is good publicity, so I get that. There's some people where the attention is just more important than just being a decent human being. But for the love of God, if you are going to still continue to get your Starbucks or go to any of these places and just at least have the decency to just not get online and be very obviously antagonistic about it. And it's also more interesting because there will always be people who say things like, why do we continue to platform people or give people platforms who aren't good people? And then you see stuff like this and y'all continue to platform this person. Like, this is somebody who is gleefully in your face while not facing any forms of severe existential hardships or violence, is gleefully telling all of us that they are going to go do something that so many people have asked that people not do, and then are telling the internet and their millions of followers that they're going to do it anyway. And again, I also want to take this time to just say people should really look up unions. You should really look up the different unions that are around you. You should really look up if there is a way to unionize your workspace. Because the reason why people like this can get online and make videos like this is because people don't truly believe in the impact that unions hold and in the impact of boycotting and protesting against these corporations. People don't think it's an actual important thing to do, and they all think that it's performative and it's just an act because of the ways in which unions have been demonized in this country and how they've been so severely underfunded that many of them, even when they are established, aren't able to do what they need to do, or are taking insane dues from people within their unions that people just end up not joining unions because realistically they can't afford it with the current systems in place. There's a lot to say about this video, but the biggest thing I want people to take away from is that people like this are trying to make you angry. They are trying to get a reaction out of you. They are trying to be as attention seeking as possible. And I know that that can be very frustrating and aggravating to see, but please recognize that people like this were never going to be on the right side of history. They are never going to be the good person in the story. They are never going to be the person that takes a stand when rights are being stripped away from people and people are losing their lives en masse. So let's stop platforming them.
What do you guys think about what she said and what this teacher said as well? I know this is not the very first time we're covering a video like this, but I believe a lot of people are sticking to that video because there needs to be a track record for these people. We don't want them to come back in years and start acting like they did not know what they were doing or they were not so bold in the video they posted, because there are so many of them who will later come back and be so sober. Like when they were doing it, it was their ghost that was doing it. And this is the reason why we need to continue to help them post as well. We need to continue to help them share, since they have publicly put to our face who they are and the identity that they want to go by. Because how are you publicly on the internet telling your 2 million followers that you are supporting or in support of companies that are funding the killing of brown people. Like, why are you telling us? Why do you feel the need to publicize it? At a point, I literally want to believe these people are being paid. Like, to do, is it a reverse advertisement? I'm going to call it at this point, because there are so many of them like that on TikTok, especially having such amount of followers and just doing this, knowing fully well that it's everywhere. People are boycotting this thing. People are, inconveniencing themselves as well for the life of people who are being killed in Palestine. And even before then, their workers have been talking about how they are not treated well. But you said that doesn't matter. I have a right to comfort, because why not? We are not doing that over here. And I love the question that the very first guy that stitched that video asked, that is this the people that people make famous, that the internet make famous? Because when you make these people famous, you put them in a position to be seen fast, which can help them hold a position that they might probably be able to make decision. Do you think if they're in that point to make decision, they will make a fair decision? And this is the reason why we need to be careful of the people we make famous. I think one of the people that I know that is very popular, that when I go into their comment section, I see a lot of people saying, oh, we made the right person famous. And I'm just so happy about how they present themselves, and I'm just so happy that you're not supporting the wrong person this time. Imagine someone making video to shove it down to million followers, to tell them that we're not doing this over here, we are not, inconveniencing ourselves because some people are being, killed. And the fact that somebody even mentioned that they have killed more journalists than they have killed in World War II in the past 7 years. Like, isn't that so alarming? When you hear that, how do you feel? Let me hear what you guys think in the comment section. Thank you all so much for joining. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe before you go and turn your bell notification on. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. And I love you guys.